Welcome back to the channel for another year of college football content. This season, we're getting started out with a conference realignment guide for you all to enjoy. If you're new to these guys, these are rough 30-year timelines of fake but plausible futures that you can enjoy in your Dynasty to build more lore and more immersion for you all during your Dynasty run so you can play longer and have more fun. The early years are easier to plan, but as you get into the future, they're a little bit more difficult, so feel free to mix and match teams that you see on screen with ones that are better in your Dynasty. I always like to give you all the option to mix and match, and you all can choose however you play. It's your Dynasty, so have the most fun how you enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. But let's go ahead and get right into this. Also, shout out to Tim and Deuce who won our giveaway on our last Rebuilding College Football 26. I sent out an email, so be sure to hit me up so you can claim your free copy. With College Football 27, it seems like the next handful of seasons are a lot more tame than in recent years. There are no current rumors of teams moving conferences, but there are some murmurings about conferences making some big changes that likely won't be able to be replicated within the game. But with the game coming to PC this year, I'm hopeful we see some great mods from the community that can help with the fully customizable conferences, so be sure to check back in the future on future rebuild guides. But to start us off, we had the normal realignment you start with within the game, with North Dakota State in the Mountain West Conference and Sac State in the MAC. In recent months, there have been a lot of discussions in the political world revolving around things that could improve the college sporting landscape. In our timeline, a bill got approved and passed that directly affects the structure of the college football conferences, and it states that teams that have historically played more than 115 games by the start of the 2026 season must be permitted to be in the same conference, and if no invite is extended, the conference of the higher revenue league would be forced to pay 2.5% of yearly rev per year per infraction. With the law passed in 2027 and the bill going into effect before the 2030 season, a few conferences make some changes. With the SEC and Big Ten lobbying hard to change the nature of the bill, it didn't work, and instead of paying the $25 million price tag in fines, we saw the Big Ten bring in Washington State and Oregon State, but unfortunately lose Nebraska to the Big 12, and the SEC brings in Clemson, Georgia Tech, and Oklahoma State. We also see New Mexico State head to the Mountain West Conference, and Wyoming moves to the Pac-12. And if you're all curious, at the right-hand part of the screen, you all can see the current rivalries that have 115 or more games played. After just 4 seasons, it became clear that adding more and more teams to conferences wasn't the solution, and the perfect number of teams was about 14 to 16 teams per conference. With more focus on the college sporting landscape than ever, more laws were passed to improve the situation once again. And this time it focused on the reduction of the size of the leagues and reduce the total number of teams in a given conference to 14 unless they can implement divisions and keep the 115 game requirement intact, then 16 teams would be allowed. This caused Cal, SMU, and Stanford to vacate the ACC for the Pac-12, and they were joined by Colorado, who left the Big 12. Penn State and Maryland moved from the Big 10 to the ACC. Rutgers also leaves the Big 10 for the American, and joining them is UCF from the Big 12. I've also broke down the conference division alignments on screen, so pause now or save the video for later so y'all can refer to this. All 115 plus game rivalries should be honored in these divisions, but feel free to use protected rivals as you wish. But before we get into the second half of the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all things College Football 27. We have a ton of things planned for release. With that out of the way, let's get back into it. By 2040, the increase in college football interest is at an all-time high. We see interest spread to a few flush alumni of G6 schools, and the mid-majors arm race begins. With the Pac-12 and Mountain West Conference seeing large influxes of their revenue, they start sending out invites to the most notable teams in the G6 ranks on the first-come, first-served basis. We see Memphis, Tulane, and UCF jump at the opportunity and leave the American for the Pac-12, and the Mountain West Conference gets UTSA, North Texas, and USF to join. Sacramento State also joins the Mountain West Conference at this time. With the billionaire alumni experiment working, more teams look to move conferences with large external investments. The Pac-12 was even able to poach Texas Tech and BYU from the Big 12. To replace them, NDSU and North Texas jumped ship from the Mountain West Conference. The Mountain West Conference once again reloaded from the American and invited FAU, and then they got Troy from the Sun Belt. Army, Air Force, and Navy all decided to return to independence, citing the inability to directly take or participate in the direct funding from external non-collegiate sources, and UConn will join the American to keep them at 8 teams and playoff invite eligible. By 2048, most conferences had some sort of billion-dollar donor or private equity firm backing additions, but with all conferences offering big money to their peers and current conference leadership offering just as much to keep teams, not much has shaken up in the landscape of college football. That was until a surprise press briefing from the Notre Dame president. With the recent shakeup of the board of trustees, the university announced it was looking to move into a conference for the first time ever, and looking to be included in the 2048 seasons and beyond. The price tag was rumored to be set to $1 billion to start, with only a few conferences really in the mix and bidding happening behind closed doors. More rumors circulated that the deal was finally inked for $1.5 billion for the inclusion, and after all the dust settled, it came out that the Big 12 was a conference the Irish would be joining. This caused a domino effect around the league, as we saw West Virginia released from the Big 12, where they ended up joining the Pac-12 in favor of Utah State, and the Aggies eventually moved to the American. And with that, that's where we're going to end it. We ended it a little bit earlier because I want to give you all a little bit more time to play. As always, this is just for fun to give you all some different looks down the road in your dynasties, so it doesn't feel so repetitive. If you have any ideas you would like explored in the future rebuild guide, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try my best to get them out for you all. I appreciate y'all tuning in, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.